Here, ma'am. What I say? That is I.
No,
What's this? Hand it over.
It's personal.
Personal.
Mrs. Smith's pulse thundered as she stood frozen on the courthouse's cool, veined marble steps, her leather-bound diary pressed against her chest like a talisman. Officer Jackson loomed before her, badge gleaming in the harsh midday light. His partner, Officer Miller, hovered just behind, lips curled in a sardonic grin. "Here, ma'am," Jackson barked, extending a rigid finger toward her journal. "What's this? Hand it over." She swallowed hard, every muscle trembled. "It's personal," she whispered. Jackson's sneer deepened. "Probably some FBI intel, right? Her son's an agent. Bet she's hiding something." Miller chuckled, the sound reverberating off the marble columns. "Come on, lady. Secrets don't belong to grandmas." A bead of sweat trickled down Mrs. Smith's temple. She took a trembling step backward. "No," she said, voice cracking. "This is mine." Jackson's hand flicked toward her diary. The corner of the leather cover scraped her hip. For a heartbeat, the world held its breath. Two officers ready to seize her most private memories, and one frail woman determined to defend them. At 74, Eleanor Ellie Smith had learned to move through life with quiet dignity. Widowed for nearly 2 decades, she spent her mornings tending to her rose garden and her afternoons volunteering at the local library. By evening, she wrote in her diary, her sanctuary, a chronicle of memories too precious to risk forgetting. Her son Michael's toddler laughter, the first time she kissed his scraped knee, and the day he pressed his first FBI badge into her hands. Today, she carried that diary to deliver its latest entry in person, a tribute to his courage and compassion. As she climbed the courthouse steps, the breeze felt colder than usual. She paused, inhaled the scent of cut grass drifting from a nearby park, and steadied her grip on the diary. Then 2 uniformed men blocked her path, eyes narrowed in contempt. Officer Jackson straightened, chest puffing as though his badge granted him unquestionable power. In his mind, this was routine, a necessary security check. He reached for the diary. "Step aside. That's government property now." Ellie's heart raced. She felt every eye on the steps, bystanders, passers-by, even a hidden news camera. She raised her chin. "It's my personal journal. You have no right." Jackson's lips curled. He hesitated for a fraction of a second, enough to betray an internal conflict, follow procedure or show compassion. He pushed it aside. "Standard. Procedure for a federal building." Officer Miller leaned in, amusement dancing in his eyes. "Even grandmas aren't exempt." Ellie's chest tightened at their condescension. She gripped the diary like a lifeline. Jackson advanced again, voice low. "Hand it over now." She planted her feet. "No." Miller laughed sharply. "You'll regret defying us." A small crowd gathered, smartphones raised, spectators murmuring. Jackson stepped in close, the chill of his badge almost tangible. "Step back, ma'am, or we'll remove it by force." Ellie's pulse raced. She felt cornered. 2 armed men, a stone courthouse, and a diary she wouldn't let go. The scuffed leather in her hands symbolized years of love and sacrifice. She weighed her options, submit or resist. Her mind flashed to Michael's voice the night before, filled with pride as he described his latest mission. He had asked her to be there today, to hand him something more valuable than any medal, and now here she was, on the edge of failure. Miller stepped back and gestured to Jackson. "Watch this," he said, moving to snatch the diary. Ellie jerked it closer, her voice shaky but firm. "Don't touch it." Jackson hesitated. Power surged through him, but the murmurs from the crowd made him pause. A smartphone camera clicked. Someone whispered, "She's just an old lady." Miller scoffed, "She's hiding something, I can feel it." A calm settled over Ellie. She locked eyes with Jackson, resolute, then focused on the diary. This moment wouldn't define her. She wouldn't let them take it. "I said no," she repeated, her voice steady. Some spectators nodded in quiet support. Others turned away in discomfort, but Ellie stood tall, unwavering. Ellie's vision blurred as a single memory surfaced. Michael's FBI Academy graduation. The auditorium lights shone on his crisp uniform as he declared, "Justice means protecting those who cannot protect themselves." Ellie's heart swelled, with pride until tears blurred her sight. She had sipped champagne afterward, its sweetness mingling with the faint tang of leather as she cradled his medal. Then she hurried home and wrote, "You carry justice in your heart." That memory gave her strength now. She squeezed the diary, its worn cover grounding her in every hard-won chapter of their lives. A distant engine growl fractured the tension. Ellie's heart stuttered. A sleek black SUV, Federal Bureau of Investigation stamped on its side, rolled into view, lights flashing across the stone facade. Jackson and Miller exchanged uneasy looks. Their aggression melted into uncertainty. The passenger window slid down. Agent Michael Smith emerged, tall, composed, and unmistakable in his tailored dark suit adorned with an FBI badge. His eyes swept the scene, his mother holding her diary like a lifeline, two officers momentarily undone. "Ma'am," he said calmly to Ellie, then to the officers, "step away." Time seemed to collapse. Birds hovered mid-flight, ripples froze on a distant fountain. Ellie blinked at her son, tears spilling unbidden. The diary's weight shifted into Michael's steady hands as he approached. Jackson's aggression faltered, his jaw tightening. He stammered, "Agent Smith." Michael's gaze, sharp yet controlled, held him in place. "My mother's rights were just violated. Return her property and step back." The officers complied instantly, faces flushing with shame. The crowd exhaled collectively, relief washing over onlookers. Michael moved beside his mother, shielding her with his presence. He gently placed an arm around her shoulders. Ellie leaned into him, drawing strength from his steady warmth. Jackson straightened, attempting authority. "Agent Smith, sir." Michael cut him off with a polite yet firm tone. "Under the Civil Rights Act, you have no authority to seize personal property without cause. Back away now, or I will file charges." Jackson visibly deflated, glancing at his partner. Miller avoided eye contact. Both officers took a reluctant step backward. Ellie's breath returned in full, steady gulps. She closed her diary and handed it to Michael. "Thank you," she whispered. He examined the scratches on its cover with concern. "No harm done," he assured her. Then, turning to Jackson and Miller, he added, "I trust you understand your mistake." Both officers nodded. Mutely, the crowd murmured applause and relief as Michael guided his mother toward the SUV. By the time they reached the vehicle, Ellie's humiliation had transformed into vindication. The diary, her history and heart, remained intact, and the officers, confronted by higher authority and public scrutiny, walked away chastened. As the black SUV eased onto the street, Mrs. Smith sat back, diary resting on her lap, heart finally calm. Through the partially tinted window, she watched the courthouse fade behind them. Michael glanced in the rearview mirror, a small, protective smile brightening his features. "How are you feeling?" he asked softly. Ellie's eyes glistened. "Stronger than I thought possible." He reached back, taking her hand across the seat. "You handled yourself with courage. I'm proud of you." She squeezed his hand. "And I'm proud of you for standing up for me." The city sped past, federal buildings, tree-lined avenues, and people going about ordinary lives. The contrast between that day's tension and the world outside was stark. But the broader lesson remained with her. Authority carries responsibility. Power misused breeds injustice. Accountability restores balance. At Michael's townhouse, he helped her inside and retrieved a cup of tea. They sat together in his study, the diary between them, The entries she had feared exposing would now remain private, safeguarded by both her love and her son's unwavering commitment to justice. She opened to the final entry, an unfinished reflection on gratitude, and added a line, "Today I learned that dignity and respect are non-negotiable. When threatened, they must be defended with unwavering courage." Closing the diary, Ellie felt unbreakable. Side by side, mother and son affirmed that respect for every individual is the bedrock of justice, and that no badge can erase one's own story. Thanks for watching. If Mrs. Smith's stand gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe for more unforgettable true-life justice stories. Tell us your story. What's the boldest thing you've done to protect someone's rights? Drop it in the comments.